Dear friends, hello again. Actually, glad to see you in this new video. As you see, it is entitled How to Teach Grammar, especially using these two approaches, which are significant approaches in teaching grammar, which are, thank you, deductive and inductive approaches. So let's start with each one and we'll see the specificities of each of the two approaches. Let's start with the first one, which is thank you, deductive approach. What is the definition of this approach? What are the characteristics that this approach is characterized with? A deductive approach to teaching language starts by giving learners rules, then examples, then practice. Let's move on. It is a teacher-centered approach. Underline these words. This is the key here. It is teacher-centered approach to presenting new content. This is compared with an inductive approach, which starts with examples and asks learners to find rules, and hence is more learner-centered. We have deductive approach is teacher-centered approach, while inductive approach is learner or student-centered approach. Let's have an example here. For example, the form and use of the third conditional explained to learners. Then they have a gap fill exercise to complete, then prepare their own examples. We have the rule, and then we have the rule of conditional type 3, and we have exercises, the application of this form of conditional, and then practice. In the classroom, the deductive approach may be suitable with lower level learners who need a clear base from which to begin with a new language item, or with learners who are accustomed to a more traditional approach and so who lack the training to find rules themselves. These are the characteristics of this approach. Let's go now to the second counter approach, which is good, inductive approach. What is then this? The definition and the features of this approach. Actually, inductive approach to teaching language, especially grammar, starts with examples and asks learners to find rules. We have the teacher gives or submits, gives examples, and he asks or she asks students to deduce the rules from these examples or those examples that he gave or she gave. It can be compared with the deductive approach that starts by giving learners rules, then examples, then practice. It is compared. We have in the deductive approach, we have, as we saw earlier, we give learners rules, then examples, then practice. Let's have an example. Learners listen to a conversation that includes examples of the use of the third conditional. The teacher checks that the students understand the meaning of its use through checking learners' comprehension of the listening text. We have comprehension questions. And only after this focuses on the form, using the examples from the text to elicit rules about the form, its use, and its pronunciation. Let's go in the classroom context. Inductive approach to presenting your language are commonly found or is commonly found in course books and form part of a general strategy to engage learners in what they learn. Some learners may need introduction to inductive approaches since they may be more familiar and feel comfortable with a deductive approach. What we deduce here is that deductive approach is concentrated or focuses mainly on passive participation of the learner, while inductive approach focuses and emphasizes on the active participation in engagement and integration of the learner. These are the two main characteristics or differences between these two approaches. This is what I have today. Thank you. This is the last thing. Thank you for watching this video and waiting for me for other videos. Thank you.